Sunday, Igboho and Akintoye call for negotiation meeting with FG. This is going to be interesting. The news in detail, please. The proponents of self-determination for Yoruba have given the federal government till June 15, 2024 to invite them to a negotiation table to discuss the status of ethnic group in Nigeria. The ultimatum is contained in a letter signed by the trio of Professor Adebanji Akintoye, Chief Sunday Adeyemo, leader of the Yoruba National Defense, and Otumba Ola Ademola, Vice Chairman, Yoruba Self-Determination Movement, and addressed to the presidency. The letter read in part that the Nigerian federal government shall, within the next 2 months, but not later than June 15, 2024, inform us, Yoruba Self-Determination Movement, that the Nigerian federal government have graciously agreed to a proposal for negotiation and that they have set up a negotiation team that will meet and dialogue with our Yoruba nation's negotiation team. Also contained in the letter, there was a request to break away from Nigeria as a result of the alleged hostilities of herders who threaten the existence of the Yoruba by persistent kidnapping, murder, and maiming. The letter dated April 17, 2024 reads. The letter dated April 17, 2024 reads, we send this letter most respectfully to Your Excellency as a follow-up to our earlier letter dated August 6, 2022, which we delivered to your predecessor, President Muhammadu Buhari, in his exalted position then as President of Nigeria. Since 2015, the Fulani have been murdering wildly among the other peoples of Nigeria, including us, Yoruba, destroying farms, villages and other assets, kidnapping men, women and children, extorting large amounts of money as ransom from friends and family of the kidnapped, and repeatedly asserting their intention to seize the homeland of all the indigenous peoples of Nigeria for the purpose of turning all into Fulani homeland. In the Middle Belt, horrendous bloodletting is going on. Very many families have been forced into internally displaced people's camps, IDPs, and many of their villages have been seized by the Fulani and renamed as Fulani villages. In our Yoruba homeland, our people are resisting somewhat better, but the Fulani attacks and murders and kidnappings are unrelenting and are coming daily, leading to horrific instability and forcing most of our farmers to abandon farming altogether, thereby dooming Yoruba people to years and years of famine. According to an unofficial estimate, the Fulani have murdered as many as 29,000 Yoruba people in the years since 2015. All this action by the Fulani are to us, Yoruba, a sufficient reason for seeking to separate our Yoruba nation from Nigeria. Most of us Yoruba have no confidence in the restructuring that some of our most respected Yoruba leaders are advocating for. Restructuring cannot keep Fulani herders away. Still hinging on the attacks by the herders, the Yoruba leaders went further. And the reason is that we know that restructuring cannot keep the Fulani marauders away from our homeland. Since after restructuring, the Fulani would still be Nigerians like us and would still have citizens' right to come in large numbers and with weapons and intend to murder and destroy and seize land in our homeland. The spokesperson have said again and again unambiguously that the Fulani nation has prepared all its citizens to fight the current war of subjugation and land seizure for decades and even centuries to come. We Yoruba must not underestimate the Fulani. We must not condemn our people to Fulani murders, destruction, raping, kidnapping, and extortion of ransom for decades or centuries to come. Our Yoruba nation may not support such prolonged battering, may not survive such prolonged battering, Mr. President, another crucial matter that we Yoruba must bring before your excellency is the horrific and seriously disturbing character of the attitude and the utterly disrespectful approach of one of the nations of Nigeria, namely the Fulani nation, to the federal government and the sanctity, integrity and dignity of the Nigerian state and the public order. Your Excellency, since your inauguration as President of Nigeria in May 2023, the Fulani has stepped into a high level of national devastation as to add mightily to reasons for seeking to separate our Yoruba nation from Nigeria. We ask you to witness, Your Excellency, the two declarations of war by the Fulani against the President and the federal government of Nigeria and against the entire Nigerian polity. First, Fulani Declaration of War, January 24, 2027. In this declaration, the Fulani demand immediate release of the leader of the Miyetti Allah, Bello Bodejo, who was arrested for illegally creating an armed Fulani force which intended to deploy towards states of Nigeria. The Fulani Declaration commands, we hereby reiterate our demand for the release of Bodejo. We hereby give 72 hours notice failure to release him, the Nigerian government will hear from us. Threatening that because the Fulani elders had failed to secure a Fulani successor, a person who will protect the Fulani interest to succeed President Buhari in 2023, the Fulani have decided that the response is inevitable jihad. Most of these declarations of war were proclaimed by the top Fulani organization named Fulani National Movement, FUNAM, and were signed by its president and vice, Omar Ahmed Shehu and Badu Salisu Amadu. At the same time as the Fulani nationalist movements have been issuing their declarations of war, leading members of the Fulani traditional and political elite, the Sultan, Emirs, former president and vice president of Nigeria, former ministers in the Nigerian government, former and current members of the Nigerian National Assembly, all of whom never raised a voice against President Buhari's egregious government, misgovernment, and hideous corruption for 8 years, have been vociferously and persistently castigating President Tinubu over virtually every official action of his, threatening that the northern masses will rebel against him, and threatening that the Nigerian military will sack his government. The Fulani allies seem to be saying in the fact that they intend to make Nigeria ungovernable for President Tinubu, and that they will never accept any official action of his. Your Excellency, the above plus all the matters raised by us in our letter to President Muhammadu Buhari and dated August 6, 2022, copy of which letter we hereby respectfully attach to this letter, is the fullness of a respectful message to Your Excellency. Well, this is, if you ask me, this particular issue now that they raised, it's very reasonable. Do you understand? It's a reasonable message. A reasonable message because everything they raised here is valid. There is nothing that I read here that is not valid. These people have indeed, they're going on, even the one that they came out and threatened that they should release by the judge, this one, that one, this one. Even though the whole condemnation from most especially northern people that did not even back, they did not even open their mouth to even say anything against the Buhari's presidency. And just because this person is a Sultan, have been doing so. We see it. And sincerely, I hope if that we cannot stay together in peace, equitably, it is going to be breaking away peacefully. Should not be a bad idea. Alright, on this note, we've come to the end of the news. So thank you for tuning in to listen until I come your way next time. Enjoy.